He's got a license and the view to kill. One at the Casino Royale on Her Majesty's Secret Service. The world is not enough for him as the Skyfall, and even if he lives twice, he's got no time to die this time.
The name's Bond. James Bond.
Welcome, Mr. Viewer. We've been expecting you and would now like to take a good look at everything we already know about the 25th entry in the James Bond movie franchise, while also predicting what to expect from No Time to Die. Be warned that this video will contain spoilers for all previous James Bond movies, especially for the ones with Daniel Craig. Let's start with the most obvious piece of information first. Daniel Craig returns for a 5th time as James Bond, and this mission is destined to be his final one. Okay, to be honest, we already assumed this to be the case after the last one. James Bond and his beloved Dr. Madeleine Swan were seen driving off into the sunset after defeating Ernst Blofeld. That actually seemed to be a pretty good last picture for Daniel Craig to end his career as 007. But before we continue, let's take a step back in time. Casino Royale revealed how he actually got his license to kill. If you remember, a lot of James Bond fans were shocked by the sheer dark and gritty tone of the film. Casino Royale also gave the franchise a much needed new spin by turning the character James Bond into a real human being, with an evolving character and actual emotions. The action sequence also felt grounded, and for the very first time we actually could see Bond feel real physical pain. Oh yeah, very real pain. But we saw an even greater emotional pain in the character, when his love story with West Berlin came to a real tragic, almost heartbreaking end that more or less turned Bond into the ice-cold professional we knew from several movies before. The aftermath of this pain was also the driving motivation behind Bond's action in the Casino Royale sequel Quantum of Solace, that tried to feel like a single angry adrenaline rush, but also had some serious problems with the screenplay and especially with its editing style. Luckily, none of all that was found in the third Daniel Craig adventure, Skyfall, that many fans rank among the very best Bond movies of all time. It stunned the audience, fans of James Bond or not, with its beautiful cinematography by Roger Deakins, and thrilled them with a storyline that, similar to Casino Royale, put a surprising amount of emotional weight on the main character by exploring the past of 007 and his almost mother-like relationship with M, that, again, similar to Casino Royale, came to a tragic ending. Skyfall also already established James Bond as an aged person, with an attitude that might be outdated today. This twist in the character now seems to take an even bigger part in the story of No Time to Die, at least if you consider everything we already know about the basic plot of Bond 25. Questioning the character and the franchise tropes in order to turn them on their heads isn't exactly a new approach either. Something similar was done in GoldenEye when the Cold War and the golden age for secret agents and spies were over. GoldenEye did not only introduce Pierce Brosnan as a new James Bond and a changed 007 world to us, it also marked the first appearance of Judi Dench as a new female M. A decision which was viewed as a major change because it was the very first time that a woman actually put Bond in his place. Up until that time, almost all the female characters in the Bond franchise were more or less the eye candy, even when they were fellow agents like Britt Eklund as Mary Goodnight in The Man with the Golden Gun, a character that was described by the Sunday Mirror back in 1974 as a quote-unquote an astonishingly stupid blonde British agent. The only exceptions for this nowadays completely outdated female roles were Diana Rigg in On Her Majesty's Secret Service and Grace Jones in A View to a Kill. This evolution of female Bond characters is about to hit its stride with the 25th movie No Time to Die. It has already been announced that after the events of the previous film, James Bond quit his job at the MI6 and is currently enjoying his retirement in Jamaica. But don't worry, the film's focus won't be Bond lying on the beach and enjoying his life, since we already know that his friend Felix Leiter from the CIA will show up and ask for his help. We can assume that the reason for Bond to quit his sunny, peaceful life has something to do with the film's major villain, who is played by Academy Award winner Rami Malek.
I promise you all, I will be making sure Mr. Bond does not have an easy ride of it in this, his 25th outing.
The name of Malek's character is still shrouded in mystery, but it is rumored that he possesses a dangerous new technology. And well, nothing really new for a Bond villain, by the way. It is also very possible that the new antagonist for Mr. Bond is linked to the villain from the previous film, Ernst Blofeld. It was already leaked that Austrian actor Christoph Waltz will reprise his role and has a brief scene in the new film in which Madeleine Swann questions the former Bond archenemy in a Silence of the Lambs Hannibal Lecter kind of way. That leads us to believe that Blofeld knows something about Rami Malek's mysterious character. He might even be a former member of his secret organization Spectre gone rogue. But even with a new dangerous villain on the loose, the biggest shock for James Bond could be the moment where he reclaims his license to kill and his secret number 007 from the MI6. After all, it was leaked that Bond will be confronted with his replacement at the MI6. This replacement is portrayed by actress Lashana Lynch, whose character took on the iconic digits 007 after James Bond left the MI6. Similar to the introduction of a female M in GoldenEye, this situation will be new to Bond. His character will be tested, as it remains to be seen if he can coexist in the modern era of social awareness and movements. And since No Time to Die is now really reported to be the last Bond film featuring Daniel Craig, it's also a possibility that the franchise will continue without him and focus on Lashana Lynch instead as the new 007. So what is your opinion about all this? Would you prefer them to cast a new actor to portray the character, or do you think it would be cool if Mrs. Lynch takes over the franchise? Let us know in the comment section below.